This video is about the implant. Now, the implant is a little plastic rod like this. Don't know if you can see that. That sits in the arm around about here. You will be able to feel it, but you won't be able to see it usually. And what this rod does is it releases hormone. Again, I just think it's amazing how this little plastic thing can release hormone, but it does. And what it does that gradually over 3 years. So once we put it in, it takes 7 days to reach a level where it's going to work, and then it works for 3 years. So again, it's fantastic. It's put in, and you haven't got to think about your contraception for another 3 years. How do we put it in? Okay, it is not a big surgical procedure. We literally just put a bit of local anaesthetic in the arm. Now, that is going to be a little stingy, but then after that, you'll feel this touch, but you won't feel any pain. So it's about 20 seconds worth of slight stinging, and then that's it. And then we literally just put the implant under the skin, and it's in. Really, really easy. People always come and tell me, oh, I'm afraid of needles. And then they manage to summon the courage to do it, and it's never as bad as what they think. Once we put it in, we put some paper stitches and a dressing over it. So you need to keep that dry for a couple of days. So don't plan to put it in when you then maybe, I don't know, got a swimming gala or something later that day. And what does it do? Well, it gradually releases hormone over 3 years. And that's how it protects you contraceptively. And then in 3 years, when it's time for it to come out, you come back to either a clinic, a sexual health clinic, family planning clinic, your GP surgery, and we just numb the skin slightly and we take it out. And if you want another one, we put another one straight back in. So really straightforward, really effective. What do you need to know about it? Periods. Let's talk about them for a change. So, it's difficult to predict what will happen to people's bleeding with the implant. Some people will get no bleeding at all. That's fine, and they love that. Other people will get a regular period, and other people will get a bit of irregular bleeding here and there. And what happens to you can change over the life of those 3 years. If you're concerned at all, come and speak to us. Now, people who have problems with the implant are people where that little bit of bleeding here and there just goes on a little bit too long and they get a bit fed up. But it doesn't mean we've got to whip that implant out straight away. We can help with that. There are pills and other things that we can use to try and control the bleeding. There's no delay in your fertility coming back after an implant's removed. In theory, you could get pregnant the day it's taken out. So if you're wanting to start a family in the future, the implant is still a really viable option.